Hey guys and gals, welcome back to part 9 of the Family Christmas Tree by Lego. This is set number 41843, contains 3,171 pieces, retails for $329.99, and this set was provided by the Lego Group for early review. Thank you, Lego. And yeah, so we're getting close to the end here. And yeah, so it looks like today we're going to be working on a section here and Santa's sleigh and an elf, so that's not too bad. Now remember in the last installment we finished up one of these sections here. I'm trying to think of which one we did. So more or less this section of this bottom portion tier of the tree is done. So right now I think I'm trying to think here. I'd have to keep tabs on everything. I'm going to say 4 to 5 people can easily assemble the set. And just by looking at this book, I think that would be 6, and that might be 7. We don't know. So, not too bad. But I think Lego was counting the number of people per books. What I'm planning on doing today is I'm going to split this up into 2 build installments. One for this, and then one for the sleigh. And overall, I'm still pleased with this set. I am not disappointed. We're getting close to a firm 9 on it, just because I have experienced some pieces kind of crumbling off a little bit, but nothing like the whole thing is collapsing on us. So I'm not too worried about that. And we really haven't been touching the stickers. That's got me worried because I have a feeling at the very end we're going to be caking those on. Yeah, so I think in this build installment, which is part 9, we're going to be focused on 18, 19, and then I'm going to do 20 and then its own. Just to kind of keep things grouped. I think that would be really good to do that. And I think we are ready to go here. But overall, though, I am pleased. I did read one of your comments. One of you had comments says, I couldn't wait for you to build this to see what the set is about. So far, I really want to get this one done in a good way. Alright, well, let's begin with bag number 18. Let's build it. So if you're just joining along here, I need to get everything in a playlist. So I'm hoping to have that all taken care of. I may add that as a pinned comment down there. So a link to the actual playlist. So if you stumble upon this one, you can start at the beginning. And yeah, I see a piece that's already printed here. Look at that one. That is a winner. At least we don't have to put any stickers on that. Matter of fact, that's actually a decent condition, but Lego, put that in a separate bag, because I don't want to have to ding off for parts getting scratched. Yeah, so I'm really excited in doing this set. I know some of you are excited me putting this one together, except for the 2 thumbs downs that I saw on the first installment. I bet they were expecting this to be done in a matter of 5 minutes. No, if you're looking for a speed build or a time-lapse build, you're on the wrong channel. Here, I just take my time and build it casually. But yeah, I am not dissatisfied with this set. I don't know which one we're building here. It looks like we're building the base of the next one. So, we're going to do all this separate. I already read ahead too, so I already kind of know what I'm going to be working on right now. So, we got everything undone. Now we're going to work on... We know that's not a rollet, which is like an owlet or an owl or something like that from Pokemon. Alright. Yeah, so I only had about 4 hours of sleep last night. I'm kind of fed up with certain businesses anymore who more or less trying to take money than anything else. I won't be able to discuss it here, but basically I had some work done on something, and twice spent money for a redo, and at this point now I'm kind of done with them. So, you know, legally they're going to be held liable for it, so I don't want to get into it too much. But it's like, if you're a business owner, please don't stiff your clients. That's not cool, and nothing good's going to come out of it. You know what, let's zoom in a little bit here just for entertainment. Okay, so he's got Well, he will eventually. There we go. A double-sided head. Looks like he's got the glasses on, so we'll keep that. I never get these head pieces on right, so you get an elf there. Not too bad at all. But we're not done with him yet. Let's get the reindeer thing going here. It may take me a million hours to get this one done. Yeah, I think people are getting kind of angry because I'm working too slow on these. Matter of fact, I should just do time-lapse speed builds of these and have the regular full-length video builds as a paid feature. I may start doing that. I like the print work for the torsos. Those are cool. Yeah, I'm just kind of in one of those ranty moods today. So that takes care of the elf. Okay, now it looks like we're working on the, I believe it's probably the 3rd floor. Let's get going here. So yeah, we went out today, grabbed we were all talking about Christmas lights. You know, I'm not really wanting to hang all those up. So we bought some permanent outdoor lights that you fix to the eaves of your house. Got those earlier today. And I got them more or less working off the phone because they're all Wi-Fi controlled. And we wanted something we can control each individual bulb. So I just got to figure out the app that I'm using and then figure out how to put those together. Shouldn't be that hard. It's just gathering up the free time. Of course, I could do that over the Lego stuff, but I don't know, I may just do both. But tonight I want to try them out and see. Kind of prepare the strand of lights. I thought about doing a video and putting it on my tech channel on it. I may just do something on how to program them. I don't know. I'm very cautious on filming outside my house. Not only the copyright stuff or my neighbors asking me questions or anything. It's just, well, people like to find out where people live at, and that's when I don't do those. For the most part, though, I bought a strand of lights, those multicolor ones that you can program each individual bulb different colors. It's pretty cool, actually. I just got to use the goofy app. I'm hoping there's one for the desktop that I can get more precision and then save it on my phone. Yeah, we were talking about getting the under-eave lights. So, like, right now it's Halloween. I can program it for Halloween colors, that kind of thing. So I just got to get that going and have my mom and my girlfriend set it up on their phone so they can just do whatever they want. You know, like if I didn't have anybody here, I wouldn't even bother with it. But yeah. And can you still see what I'm doing? Let me bring this down just a bit for you. Yeah, so I'm in a very sour mood today, just because of when you pay somebody to do something and they didn't do the job right not once but twice, yeah, it's not fun. It's like, really? I mean, yeah, I don't get people sometimes. And we're in trying times right now where, you know, too many complaints on a business is not good. So you got to be careful. Whoops. Well, thank goodness we have a brick separator here with us. Now, if this set did not come with a brick separator, I'd be dinging off points. As a matter of fact, that's a trans light blue. That's a cool piece. I like that. I wish Lego would produce more of those. Yeah, so I'm hoping to get my strand of lights hooked up by the end of this week. I could do it now, but usually those I like to do in the afternoon or the evening. Oh, and today is the 12th of October, 2025. Yeah, I'm hoping to have this set done before Halloween. As far as for uploading video content for this, I don't know when I'm going to have all the installments done. Okay, so, you know, I don't know. And yeah, I'm working on steps 7, 8, 9, and 10 at one time, so that might be a disaster. Make good commentary. But yeah, we had to hop into the biggest big box home improvement store. Got some stuff for a light switch so I can control the Christmas tree lights by just flipping a switch. I think that would be pretty cool. And when I got this place and did all the electrical stuff, I never thought about that at the time. You know, some houses, older houses, they'll have a light switch that controls a lamp. I was like, why didn't I do this a long time ago? So I got, you know, like there's two receptacles in a plug. I'm going to break the tab off of one, have the top one switch, the bottom one stays on, so if I ever want to plug a clock or something like that in there, then I can control that. You know, it's handy when you're an electrician because you could do this stuff. All the fancy stuff that an actual electrician will charge you. Literally. I thought, well, I'm glad I have my certifications and stuff for that. And we are missing a tile here. Is it buried under the leaves? Are the leaves hiding it? Oh, I see it. At least I didn't blame Lego today. A bad day I've had. At least it wasn't a work day. But, yeah, that's just something else I got to deal with on my plate. I'm doing evaluations. My schedule is tight for the next 6 weeks. And, yeah, I don't think this issue's going to last until then, so I have to deal with all that. Alright, let's get these tiles in here, then I can take a breather here real quick. Right now I have parts 1 and 2 up on YouTube. I got part 3 processing now. I'm hoping to get that one done on time. If not, then I'm going to have to release a rerun, which I'm hoping I don't have to, but it may not get to it. And in addition to that, to the reruns, on my main machine, I got parts 5 and 6 shadow filing up for me to edit. And 7, 8 we filmed yesterday, and this is going to be 9, and then the Sleigh is going to be 10. I'm going to do the Sleigh in its own video. I think that would be better, just for convenience, instead of just trying to lump it all in one big video. Okay. I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Alright, looks like we're putting our side supports on. It looks like it's almost like the last 2 sections we've done. Of course, this one's smaller. But like I have said, though, that's a hinge plate. I'm pleased. I'm not dissatisfied with this set at all. If I were to go out and say, okay, I'm going to spend $330 on this, it'd be good for a family build. This would be good for a good project for the whole family to enjoy. Okay? Like this book could be split up into 2. I'm going to say right now, probably comfortably 6 people can put this set together. Easy. We haven't even hit the last building guide yet. So I'm looking at, can this set be built with a group of people? The answer is yes, comfortably. I think you could do it 4. 6 people comfortably could put this together. Some families have 5. If there's enough for 10 people, you could probably do it. Or just let the kids build the fun stuff and the adults, well, I'll leave that up to you to argue with. But yeah, it's not a bad set for what it is. Now, somebody had asked me, Jay, have you ever lost your temper on YouTube? No. But tomorrow I will lose my temper. But today I won't. But not on YouTube. Usually on YouTube I can just block them, you know. I don't think I blocked anybody today. I still got a couple reports I got to file. And that's what yours should look like right there. Very basic, just construction. And this goes right here. Now you think they'd have you put the tiles on right away, but they don't. So it tells me we're not done yet. Okay, now we got to do the other column. Somebody did ask me, why do I take pauses? Just so when I can index these. So that's why I do them. Like right now I had to clear my throat. But I'll have that edited out so you don't have to hear that. Save your hearing. Especially if you're eating a meal while you're watching this or having a snack. But if you're looking for something to do with the kids or grandkids, here you go. All right. And I'm talking about, you know, yes, it's expensive. It's expensive, especially if you're here in the States with tariffs. It's pricey. But if you're not a fan of fun parks, or, you know, or even if you're in a retirement home and looking for something maybe for the residents to do, here you go. This would be a fun little, just a fun little project to put together. Now, the more people you have with this, the faster the build's going to go. They give you 6 building guides, which means you could build with a group, or, you know, but you could build solo. I know some people have told me, Jay, I don't like building with other people. I want to build solo. You can do that too. But I'm not dissatisfied with the build on this set. The build quality, I'd say, is above average. I haven't had anything fall apart. But Lego took their time on this set. They really did. You know, where I've had some sets where you could tell that they just didn't care. This one, they did care. Don't you fall. Not in the mood today. All right. But I'm not dissatisfied with my review offer. I was going to say purchase, but I didn't purchase this. But the review offer here, it's really good. So if you're looking for something to do with the grandkids or your children, even if you're, I don't think any children's group homes do this type of stuff. It'd be one way to give the kids something to do, and you got to put your hinges there. I think they're supposed to be like that. Yeah, I found out this tree has different names for rooms, so I think we're good there. I think we just got to get going on this. Yeah, so we haven't put that much stickers on. I just have a gut feeling that we're going to be really just piling those on there. Yeah, I need it. I'm going to think about taking those containers out underneath here, just getting a couple of blocks of wood and just raising this table up. I got some wood outside today that's covered in black widows, so I'm going to have to do that. And those are printed there. Those are kind of cool. Nice metallic finish. Just got to get the black widows off that stuff, and then I am ready to go. I think that's how it goes. I think that's supposed to be left open like that. We don't know yet. We're gonna have to. Yeah, obviously it is. Yeah, but you know, okay, we got mirrors coming up. This will be easy to breeze through. So it looks like right now we are putting together the interior stuff. If you're looking for something to do, like I said, with the kids, here you go. I know I've said that a million times, but. And I think parents should get more involved in stuff like this with their kids. I would have chomped to bits if my dad and mom did this stuff with me. I'm just putting the flange right here and just pushing it up. That's how the book shows it. And these go right here. These are like curtains. I think that's what they are. And then our screen here. I like that. That's a nice part. If this whole set was printed, I understand the language stuff, I would have been okay with it. So this is Santa's computer room, his computer lab, where he spies on the kids, make sure they're doing their homework and doing the chores. helping out their parents, being nice, not being bad or ornery or anything like that. My grandma used to say I was sometimes a little ornery. I've grown up since then. That kind of thing. Okay. I've grown up a little bit. I've matured just a little bit. You know how guys, you know, we don't mature up as fast? Yeah, that's true. Hey, at least I'm openly admitting it to you. Okay, 16. I wish these were printed though, but they're not. But yeah, I'm still happy with the set. Even the stickers are easy to put on, so I'm not like, oh, I'm going to have to ding this one off here. And then this goes right... Oh no, we're not done with that yet. I have a feeling we're going to get hit with a lot of stickers, but we got a lot of these control panels. This almost looks like something you'd see like in Star Wars. Don't you dare. In fact, I needed this specific... if I can get it on there so I can show you. I needed this specific piece here for a build. I've already done the tutorial on it, so I can't. There we go. We're getting somewhere. That takes care of that one. And then now we got to do another one. And that would be sticker number 17, which would be that guy there. Some people have asked me, why do I talk about certain topics in here that go on in my life? Kind of like a vlog. These are more or less like vlogs. I want to talk to you as if you're in the room. We're talking together, that type of thing. I'm not one of those YouTubers that wants to keep everything hush-hush, you know, that kind of thing. Okay, now it looks like we're getting ready to build the top support for this, so that's not too bad. We're getting there. Yeah, I noticed these videos, the ones that I've edited so far, have only been like an hour or under an hour. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I'm keeping it very short here. I'm keeping it real. I got to make 2 of these now. We're getting close. I got a bunch of small parts here. Boy, they really got this thing really snapped together and interlocked and stuff. There's an event going on in Pokemon right now, and I saw it come up and I thought, well, I'm kind of in the mood to film, and I don't have a whole lot of time because of work and everything. So I thought, well, I'll do this. Hopefully I'll get the last hour of it. It's some green slime ball thing that we can catch. We got like 3 hours, so I got like probably 2 hours left. But where I'm at, I'm in a business district, so we get tons of spawns out here and stops and gyms, so playing out around my house is easy. So it looks like we're just transferring our color coding here. Yeah, so I'm going to say that Lego really did took care into this. The sticker part, like I said, I'm trying to look past it. But I think Lego really took the time and just really made this as much as a high-end set as they did. I don't think that they were not trying to make this set really cheesy in any way. I'm looking for a slope. Oh, there it is. This is really good. I even told one of my buddies, he was actually asking me about it. I said, dude, so far I'm having fun putting this one together. I said, you're not going to go wrong with it. I said, yes, it is pricey, but you're getting a good build. And we need sticker number 21, which is the Santa computer. Oh, wow, man, the Santa computer. Oh boy, I can't wait to get my gifts. I'm going to be extra good now because he's spying on me. Yeah, but just imagine building this with your kids. And you're all talking about the holidays, maybe going out, maybe going snowboarding together, or talking about going to visit Grandpa and Grandma's house. I could picture my family sitting in front of the kitchen table. That's if I, wife and kids, doing this same thing. Okay, like that. Not too bad, huh? Not too bad at all. And then now it looks like we're putting together some supports here. Now, I'm not going to do, I don't know if these are mirrored, so I'm not going to take that risk. So we're going to just do it like this right now. I've noticed on a lot of these, they've been different on both sides. So, yeah. Yeah, so I've been having I had a good weekend up until the other night, so I'm kind of done at this point. Dealing with this one business. So that's the only downer. Other than that, this week was perfect. And if they send me a bill, yeah, I'll just deal with it another way. It's the holidays, right? Everybody now is out to milking people and unfortunately take advantage of honest working people, so I don't know why. Oh, and yeah, here's another thing to add to the thing. Our mailbox room got broken into. Not at the house, but the mailbox room that I get my mail from. And it got broken into, we think, late last night, early in the morning. I never leave my mail in there. I get it when I get home, and I better have it in my hand before it gets dark, because you never know, that kind of thing. So I don't know what's with people these days. It's like the holidays are coming. What are you going to get? All my stuff is, all my bills are mostly, oh, I didn't put that in the right place. All my stuff is, what do they call it? Online stuff. You pay online. Auto. Good luck with that one. But yeah, I was like, really? It's the holidays. Why are we doing that? Oh, I've never seen these in pearl gold or warm gold. That may come in handy for making something. Don't know yet. And so I'm going to do this and Santa's sleigh here. I'm not going to do them in the same installment. I thought about it and I thought, well, alright. I forgot to put this plate on the top here. Alright. This goes here. Okay. Like that. So you can see which ones I put them in there. It's kind of offset. But mine's is not offset. Huh. Do we have another angle of that? Okay, it is. Okay, this is offset. So if yours is like that, yeah, I was looking at the book thinking, no, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, now we're going to do the other bracket piece. Yeah, we don't have a lot of parts left on this tree. So I'm going to cover everything, taking the tree apart, putting it back together, all that stuff before the review. So we're going to do the whole enchilada on this one here. Like I said, if you're looking for a complete speed build, no, we're not doing those here. So, wrong channel. On this thing, we're going to just take our time. Because really, when we're building this stuff with our families, we're not going to be speed building through it. We're going to sit back and enjoy the build. But I could just picture, like they were showing on YouTube, or not YouTube, Lego's website, where they show a family were putting this together. And yeah, I would see that if my family did this. We would all just sit back, build this. Now, my mom's into puzzles. My girlfriend's into art, like sketches. Sometimes while she's doing that, I'll play a video game. We're just sitting there talking, doing our own thing, but we're talking. I think that's what Lego's trying to do, is to get us to connect together. And two, we get away from the screens. which is even better. Okay, so this cuts back on the screen time too. All right. Oh, that goes at the bottom. My bad. That does not want to come apart. I was looking at that kind of funny. I thought, well, I forgot to put this piece here. Well, yeah, I forgot to put that there. Oh, yeah, by the way, these are not to be construed as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials. These are just meant as my review notes. Forgot to read that off. So just watch the whole video all the way through. And, yeah, just watch the whole video. That's all I can say. Just watch the whole thing. Because if I make a mistake, we may have corrected it in the latter part of the video. Alright. Yeah, this goes here. Okay. And this goes right here. So just like the other one, they're offset a little bit. Okay. Not too bad. We're getting there. And then now we have to let these two pieces get acquainted with each other. So they just snap right in here. The first one's always the easiest one. It's the second one you're going to have to wiggle in. So just wiggle it in, move things around like this until it fits in. That's not too bad. That looks really good, doesn't it? It looks more like a stage than anything else. Yeah. Alright, so this one's going to be leaves and accessories. Let's put our leaves together. We just got to make two of these real quick. Okay. And they go right here. Okay, snap right on that middle part of that bar. Sorry if my hands are in the way. I cannot help that. It's probably why the thumb's down. Somebody didn't like seeing that, the back of my hand. I'm sorry. Ooh, I've seen these mugs come in different colors. This one's got milk inside. Oh, if I can get a couple more of those, this would be good for like a breakfast theme. Maybe for the Breakfast Club. Maybe we'll have to reproduce that whole thing since that's what they called it. Those kids had to stay at school on a Saturday, locked in that library. My detentions weren't that fun. I think I only had to serve detention maybe once in my life. I think. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I did take detention one time. All because I was talking in class, which you shouldn't be doing. Okay, now we got to put some stickers on some flags. So I'm going to start with sticker number 24, which is this one right here. Place this on a flag. Usually these I kind of keep on because I don't really use flags for any of my builds. That's not too bad. Got that on there. And this one here goes right here. Okay, got that out of the way. Now we got to do sticker 11, which is that one right there, a radar symbol. And of course, if you're building by yourself, maybe you and I could be building together. Matter of fact, that might be it. We're all building together, in a way, kind of. And then, yeah, we're about halfway done with that sticker sheet. There we go. And the thing of milk, where does that come from? Where did that go? Heck, it doesn't even show it in here. Oh, wait a minute, I bet that was for the elf. Let's see here. If they, once they unlock, yeah, it goes with the elf, my bad. Once they unlock the pick and brick for the states, and I'm sorry for those who are in Canada, you have to deal with that too. I'll be hoarding more of those cups up right there. I can always use glasses of milk. And this is what we have remaining for bag, I don't remember, 18. Not too bad. And that's not bad what we have done so far. And yes, it is still keeping my interest. Alright, we're going to wrap up this installment with bag 19. And, whoa, well, at least it didn't break apart. And while I'm unbagging this, I want to thank everyone on my main channel for being contributors. That's always a big help, because it helps motivate me into doing more custom stuff. The more customs, the less reviews. Okay, I know a lot of you guys come on my main channel for the reviews, for the tutorials. I want to thank my Patreon subscribers. I still got to put your names on the list. And my Rebrickable customers, I always thank you for purchasing building guides and asking for other guides. And I'm behind. I'm way behind. I don't know, maybe another 6 weeks. I got evaluations. I got to get done with work. So I got an assistant helping me, but since then I got way too many things going on. In my personal life, I can't just do Lego all the time. But I'm trying my best. Yeah. And yeah, and also thank everyone for taking the time to subscribe, leave comments, all that stuff, even for those who are nasty and like to leave thumbs downs. I don't understand that still. Some are just scared to even tell me how they feel. That's quite alright. I understand the block list can be very dramatic. I know that block list is very scary, huh? Okay, so now it looks like we're building part of the leaf. I think these are going to be like our doors that we had before. But I think these are built differently. So, from the last ones we've done. And then after I get done with this, I will do the sleigh, and then I'm going to go out and catch some Pokemon. Jay, please don't tell me you play that game. Yes, I play that game. It gives me something to do out of the house. You know, if I'm looking at a screen, I'm outside, not sitting indoors. These type of pieces scare me because they, you know, feel like it's going to fall apart. Yeah, and we need a downwards bracket. Now, this set here, I have a feeling, though, a lot of families are going to keep this one up year-round. Or just keep it together and they'll pack it up in the box. Now, if you're storing this set, don't store it in your... If you live in a hot climate or even a real freezing cold climate, don't store this in your garage because the heat will actually deform your parts. So you don't want to do that. Store it like in a closet or something like that. I may have the dimensions of the box in the description. I don't have them in this description, but I need to write and do it revised descriptions for that. Okay, so I will do some corrections eventually on that. And now you got to do Technic. We can't hide from that. Doesn't matter what we're doing, we're always going to have Technic. So I'll put the dimensions of the tree in the description. I got to make some notes. Put my Patreon supporters in that list, and then the dimensions of the box, because the box is actually going to be kept. So dimensions of the tree are this, dimensions of the box are that, and I'll have them listed both in metric as well as US, since we're the only country that does everything in inches and feet. Sometimes I kind of wish we did do things in metric here, because here in the States, it depends on the field. I'm into computers. We use plenty of metric there. So yeah, I don't want to get too technical with you guys, but yeah, we do a lot of that stuff in the this thing's just really rattling here. We do a lot of that stuff. All right, so you're going to have to wiggle this in a bit here. Okay, like that. I survived that, huh? But no, we got more Technic. Uh-oh. Oh, these come in earth green. Oh, I could use those for something. Yeah, like half of this bag is strictly like Technic pieces. Like what's up with this? Yeah, we got a lot of Technic here today. we were all talking about this even on the LAN. You know, it'd be nice if Technic pieces came in more colors. Like these are in earth green. I'd like to see more Technic pieces in different... Matter of fact, if they brought Technic sets out in really bright, vibrant colors, I'd probably be inclined to buy them more. Like, make literally, like, cool things just in bright, vibrant greens and reds and yellows and all that stuff. And even pink. Why not, you know? I know a friend of mine, she did some Technic stuff. She actually motorized her cranes and stuff. And yes, there are gals who do Technic too. So, I don't like Technic. I just don't understand it. She understands it better than I do. All right. When my bunch gets up from their nappy poos today, I've got to show them the what the light things do. Okay, so far so good. But there. Step 91. All right, let's do this first. Jay, it looks like you're never going to get this done. No, but why is mine sticking out? Did I just not... Am I being a bonehead not putting that on right? Yeah, I did. So that's how it's supposed to be. So it's supposed to look like that, not the other way. That's why I tell you guys to watch the whole video all the way. Wait. No, I made a mistake. All right, I got to pull that apart. Oh, I hope I can get that apart there. All right, this piece is not supposed to be in there, so leave that out. Now you see why I hate Technic. I just don't like it. All right, so that would be attempt 3. That's what yours is supposed to look like on the back there. Like I said, watch the video all the way through. Somebody will probably not, and they'll complain to me about it. Be like, well, cry me a river. Okay, I am really messing up on this piece here. I just went upside down here. I would like to say some bad words right now. I hate Technic. I just don't like it. This will be attempt number 4. That's why you never see Technic on my channels, and I cannot get this apart. Let me get a brick separator. Now, somebody had asked me, do I ding off for mistakes that I make? No. I don't know how this is... I'm going to have to take this whole smurfing thing apart. Let me try it like this. I just need to get this off and flip it upside down, but I can't even get it apart. Like, I literally cannot get this apart. It's just disintegrating. I want to do something else now at this point, and I didn't think that this bag was going to take this long. And yeah, I'm waiting for the profanity to start coming in here from people watching this. All right, let's just tear the whole smurfing thing apart. I can't even get that peg out of there. Like, I cannot separate this. It's loose, but I can't pull it out. It just refuses. Okay, now I got it loose, I think. All right, let's start all over again on that. So if you're messing up on Technic, then so be it. Yeah, that's how mine is. So let's start back with step 88. Okay, there it is. Okay. We have this guy here. I'm hoping I get that in the right way now. There. Yeah, I make mistakes. And somebody cusses me out over it. Well, congratulations. You made it on that special list. Alright. Just think I got to do this again. But now I know what I'm up for. Then we make this piece here with the clamps. We stick this in like this. With that like that. The one with the gold, and this goes here. Like that. I'm thinking I did it right. Why does Technic have to be hard? That's probably why they call it Technic. I think Lego snuck that in there so they could screw me up, huh? Then you put your tile on the top. And yeah, because it looks just like that. I mean, yeah, and then we got to put a sticker number 15 on here. So in addition to the Technic, you got to do the stickers. Boy, we're doing the works today. At least the stickers are broken down in such a way that they're you're not putting sticker after sticker after sticker, because that does get boring. So we're just, it's very subtle with the stickers. I'm not going to go too hardcore dinging it off, but we're getting there with the sheet. And then after that, with the sticker fight, or the Technic fight, we have to get these two things together. So like that. Okay, so you just slide that in. And no, we're not done yet. But I need to take a breather here. Let me see here. Yeah, let me take a breather. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to cool down and get something to drink. And no, it wasn't that kind of drink. Although I should. But I don't drink alcohol. Maybe I need to start with this one. Anytime there's Technic involved. And it doesn't tell me the number, but I'm assuming it's probably the number 4. I hope I'm putting that on right. I think that's it. No, I don't know. I do not know. I thought, oh, this shouldn't be too bad. I hadn't even got to the sleigh yet. But I have all the video gear out right now, and then after this I gotta take a look at the strand of lights and stuff. So I'm going to be... And it's hotter than Hades in here right now. It's just literally hot. I think that's how it goes. Like that. I hope I got that right. I hope it's there. Let's see here. I think we did it right. Yeah, but we're not done yet with this. We're still working on this one part here. We don't have a lot of parts. It's just Technic is just slow. Or says the guy who hates Technic too. So if you're a Technic buff, this should be a piece of cake for you here. Okay, now we got to rotate this around. And this goes right here like that. I don't know what the heck this is, but we're still not done with it yet. I got to make 2 of these real quick. I'm just going to do these real fast here. Yeah, so here's the deal. If you hate Technic like I do, this is not a fun one. So if you know somebody in the family just loves Technic here, give them that part and just do the fun stuff. Hey, watch the videos first, and then if you don't like something, give the Technic to somebody in your family that you love so much. Then they can really thank you for the Technic. Okay, I think that's how that goes on. If this wasn't built with like traditional colors, I would have thought we were building some kind of like a robot or something. So those say that I complain too much. Hey, at least I'm keeping it real here. I'm not lying to you. And then this one here goes like this. Ooh, I like the way that sounded. Put my hand there and make sure that doesn't split apart. I already know that these are going to be used to attach the limbs to, but... And we're not done yet. We've only done one. I haven't done them both yet. Maybe there's just one on the top, but no. This might be an hour and a half installment. I may, yeah, this is going to be long today. Yeah, we're going to be here for a while. Okay, after we get done with that, where does that go? It goes on the bottom here. Right there. Okay, that thing goes right there for step 100. And then 101 is one piece, so we put this here. But one thing I like about Technic, and there's one thing I like about it, it really locks your builds in pretty good. And now we can finally get to the leaves. But we're only halfway done with this bag. We haven't even got to the, well, those things stack together. I didn't know you can do that. After this, I got to get this installment. I got to make an appointment for a haircut. And if I can't get in this week, then so be it. And my girlfriend's like, you got to get that cut off. It's starting to look pretty bad. And I said, yeah. Okay, what's the difference between these? There you go. You should have just had me make 5 of them. Well, let's make 5 of them right now then. We were talking about today how times have changed. If you go to any modern job, more people have tattoos and piercings and bright colored hair. It's like become more of an accessory than anything. And you know, I grew up in an era where people did that stuff. Now it's more common practice now. And like going to my dentist, the receptionist just she's got 2 full sleeves. Even my girlfriend's got a sleeve going. And it's more, and she's an RN, so yeah, it's becoming more practice now. And when I'm looking for people to hire, I never judge, you know, because, well, it's new, you know, it's more common now. Older folks don't like that too much. To me, yeah. Well, at least we know one thing. These leaves haven't fallen off with that. That's what yours should look like there. Are we done? We're done. We're done with that section. We still got one more left to do, but we got to get these acquainted here. Okay? So, how do we put that in there? Okay, I'm gonna put my fingers right back here. Hold on to this. And I'm just going to move this leaf out of the way, and I'm going to press this in here as good as I can. The best way to do it is I'm just going to hold right here like this. And then I'm just going to push it in. Just make sure you hold on to the bricks. Hold my breath and hope it doesn't break. Now, the easiest way I also do is do one ball at a time, so I'll just do this. Okay. One more joint, that's usually easy because then I can just pinch that together. There we go. We survived that. And of course you can fluff all these up, and then let's test it out. So this folds up into here. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad at all. We got that section done. Whew! Okay, now we got to do the other side. So we were only halfway done with that mess, but now I got a little bit of a heads up here. Because now I know how it goes together. Okay, this one might be mirrored, we don't know, but this one's got different stickers. That's why I didn't want to take a risk. Yeah, so this one here shouldn't take all that much time because now, does that go there? No, it goes on that. See, I'm making mistakes already. I hadn't even started really. So yeah, we're starting this thing here very slowly. Okay. Yeah, but I think besides the Technic stuff, just find somebody who's really into that, and the rest of it's not too bad. Now, I'm not going to... this one, though, I think is misprinted on age. Do I think a 9-year-old can put this together? A well-disciplined 9-year-old, but an average person that's very impatient? The Technic is really what's going to kill you. It's really going to be a brute. So, find somebody who has the patience to do that. Not me, obviously. So I can't help you anyways because I'm over the internet. But I'm trying to take the pain out of here by ranting for. At least I'm ranting for you. And yeah, we'll get this going now. Oh, survive that part. And then now we got to do that whole song and dance thing again. Because I'm tired of being under these bright lights. And I got a video that just got done, and I'm stuck on this right now. It's not that this is boring, the technique now is just dragging it out a little bit. But I also got to remember too, when I do the review, that this is meant to be built as a group. Not in one sitting like I'm doing here. Because I'm doing the whole thing, I don't have anybody to help me with this. Alright, so these go like that. Let me show you a better way of doing this. So this is how this goes together. Just wiggle it in. Okay? Okay, we survived that. Alright. And we got to do this whole thing now. This is where I messed up the last time. So I got to do this very slow. So if you don't like slow videos, then you may want to skip to the next section. Okay, before I mess up here, I'm going to make sure this is on the bottom and this is on the top. The bracket is facing towards me. Okay, that makes sense. I've already made a mistake. I man up to it. At least I honestly tell you I make mistakes in these. I'm not hiding it from you. I would be a liar, huh? I don't want to do that. Alright. And this old surfer dude. Surfer dude that does Lego stuff. Cool, huh? Alright, get that in there. And then we stick that. Make sure it's on the bottom. So I'm making sure. Don't want to do it again. Because doing technique twice is not fun when you have to correct your mistakes. Because I don't want to have to keep making mistakes and wasting more time on this. Alright. Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping they're not going to be too much in a hurry for these lights because I'm still doing Technic right now. I'm doing actual bricks this time, but we got to do more Technic at the end. I want to sit down and listen to some music right now. But you record companies ruined it for us. So we're all working in silence. I mean, here's it. If I was playing music and here we'd be talking about the song and artist and where to get it, you know. But these musicians have shot themselves in their own foot, and then that's what happens. And we need sticker number 19, which is this one right here. So the part with the Christmas tree goes at the bottom here. You know what I used to do? We used to take you know, those little paper plates, the white ones. We would color and make Christmas art on them when I was a kid. Those little I don't know what they call them, Dixie plates, like the Dixie cups. We would draw on those, and those were fun days, you know. Obviously we don't do that now, but put that in like that. Oh, am I missing something? Oh, I got it in the wrong hole. I was like, did I really mess up on that again? But we used to draw like reindeer and Christmas thing, like trees, holiday wreaths. And I remember having this second grade teacher. I don't know what her deal was. Oh, I don't want you guys drawing it like this. I don't want you drawing it like that. You're going to have to draw it the way I tell you to. Did anybody listen to her? No. Because just like with Lego, we all build our own way. One time she got mad at me and she grabbed it. I was drawing it the way I saw it in my mind, not how she saw it. She ripped this paper plate out of my hand. Why are you doing with this? Why are you doing it this way? And she took it and wadded it up and threw it away and gave me an F. Well, my parents got unhinged over that. But this lady was like 90 years old teaching second grade. She shouldn't have been teaching at all. She should have been retired. And I was like, man, what an old crab, you know. I was kind of like felt like I was embarrassed, but now it's like probably nobody remembers that but me. I just remembered it now because I saw this little Christmas tree here at the bottom. We used to do art like that. Some kids are not born to be artists. Some kids see things a certain way. You know, it's like Lego. I see parts differently than you see the parts. I see these here being used for making giant redwood spruce trees. So, I mean, that's how it is. It's like you always hear me say, if you're building these sets, build them the way you see them. Don't build them how I do it. Okay, am I missing a part? It's a black piece, like the one we did here. Oh, wait a minute, did I put the wrong one there? No, I did not. I do have a couple of them. Let me make sure it's not buried under here. No, it's not. Probably in the bag or something. It's this piece right here. I have this one. Oh dear. I don't want to have to go hunt for that. Let's check all the small bags. No, they're not in there. Check everything on the floor. Let's see it. Let's make sure I didn't put it in the wrong place here. It's that one there. Let's go back here. Let's back this. Let's beep back up here a little bit. I think I did. I hear them talking about not making mistakes. Let's go back up a little bit more here. But it's black though. That's dark gray. Got a bunch of these. Alright, I don't see it anywhere. Let me make sure here that I did not put that in the wrong area. Well, here's this guy here. That's what I need, but is that supposed to be there? No, that's not. I made a mistake there. That's my fault. And of course, it's Technic. Good luck tearing that apart, because I can't even get this to unlatch here. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Good luck with that. Okay. So they wanted this here, like this. And then it goes right here. Oh, and by the way, if you're expecting me not to make mistakes in these videos, good luck. Okay, we got that out of the way. Okay, we fixed that. So it goes like that. Right. Yeah, I think this one's pretty much a mirror from the last one. Okay, after that, this goes right on that cross axle there. Okay. Hopefully I got that right. I probably messed up again. And just like the other one, we're not done yet because we're going to be working on that side. I really want to get into... I didn't think that this build installment here is going to be well over an hour. I didn't think it was going to take this long. It wasn't the stickers, it was just the amount of Technic involved in this here. Now somebody asked me, Jay, have you ever had anybody complain about the length of these videos? Yes. They're expecting a speed build. And no, I don't rush through them. Alright. And then those guys go here. It could be worse. I could be out having fun right now, huh? The set was fun, but the amount of Technic and small parts are starting to get to me a little bit. But I have to keep an open mind because this is meant to be built with a group of people. As a matter of fact, I've only been through half of this memory card. We've already reached like an hour. I've already been an hour here, and I'm not even done with this bag yet, or with this installment. So if you're looking for the Santa sleigh, good luck. I'm going to do that in another video. Santa sleigh will come in another thing. Alright. And this goes here. Let me make sure. So yeah, I mean, I have some that complain about it too. You know, like, Jay, you're taking too long. Oh, can you get this done in a hurry? Sure. Here, let me help you out with that. But usually if it's constructive, I don't mind. Alright. And then now we got to do this here. I wasn't expecting this one to take this long. I thought, okay, this should take no more than 40 minutes. But smaller does not necessarily mean it's going to be faster. Okay, and that goes like that. And then we take one of these and it goes here. So I think that's what it looks like, the picture. It's ugly looking. It looks like the picture. Okay, now we're ready for leaves. We just got to make 2 assemblies here. I have a building guide I got to get on to. I got it on my YouTube memberships. It's a Christmas build for 2026. So if you're on my memberships, you're going to start seeing some stuff for 2026. I think one project I'm working on may not be until 2027. So you're going to see a lot of that stuff. Like, Jay, why so far out? Sometimes I'm like in a Christmas mood and I don't want to release like 20 Christmas tutorials at one time. That's just kind of too much. So I only release 1 tutorial a week. And if I have, let's say I build 5 Christmas items, they'll all get dumped onto memberships. Some may never get released till probably 2030. Because there's one project that I'm working on may not be released until then. You know, it all depends. And then we got to do 2 more leaves. We're getting there. We got the bulbs left. Okay, and then now these go up on these gold things here, I think. Well, this one goes here. Boy, this is really a... After this, I'm going to take a breather for a bit. After I get this section. And the sleigh shouldn't take that long to do. But I have company coming over in a few hours, and I don't want to be back here while they're in there. It just would not, that's not cool. Put this bow in here. Now, I think we're going to be installing it. How do I know? Because we've got a starburst around that. Okay, well, let's see here. At least this book's got a nice soft green to it. Okay, now we're ready to let these 2 pieces marry with one another. I think the easiest way to do this, more and more, I'm going to move these leaves out of the way, is to stick one of these in here at a time like that. I find that out to be a little easier. Just hold back here and plop that in. Then I'm going to hinge this in right here and just snap it in with my finger. Okay, and then you can relax your leaves and bring them down. It's not too bad, huh? Usually this one closes first, followed by this one here. So you really can't even see anything in this, really. Okay. Secret Life of Nim. But no, we're not done yet, because now we got to put the bulbs on here. No, we're not done yet. I'm just going to prepare these right now and just grab a bulb and start sticking them together. Okay, I got started with the red one. Just going to wiggle that in place. Usually get an extra one of those. I'm not too worried about it. Let's do an orange one now. Yes, yesterday we were randomizing the colors. Well, I grabbed an orange one. I think I've had one of these fall off. So these are not really built very well. I just want to get this done so I can get something to drink. I'm getting parched. I think these are the only two pieces that are remaining here. And that is it. Whoops, you didn't see what I was doing here. My bad. Hey, that's why I don't guarantee these as tutorials. So we just screw these in here like this. Okay, not too bad. So they're all on the right-hand side of the leaf. And that's what you have remaining for bag 19. It took so long I forgot. And then now we got to connect this up with the green side. Alright, so let me drag this over here. It slides right in here. There's one with green and one with orange. Now I've been picking this thing up right here and I have not had an issue, but I would do that with caution. Okay, let's open this up here. Okay. And then now we need to slide this in. These will slide in with these hooks right here into the clips right back there. So let's just hope that fits in there. And plus also it's notched under here so you could just, this is like a little track. Slide that right in. Like I said, Lego thought this out very well. It's, honestly though, I would not take this apart after we're done. I would find a bigger box. Matter of fact, get a bigger tote and put it in there. And then I'm going to grab it from the back side right here. I'm going to show you here. I'm just going to push right here. Okay? On the back side of that. And I'm just going to push it, not on the signs, but I'm going to go right here, right below these ball joints. Snap it in. Okay. Not too bad. And what does it look like all closed up? Yeah, and the leaves don't have to be perfect, and you can't really see anything in there, so this thing's really well hidden off. And if you want to open it up, just open it up like that, and it opens up pretty easily actually. And that includes this installment here. Summation of thoughts. Well, except for the Technic being a turd, not too bad at all. I'm pretty pleased with this. And I hope I'm not missing a part in there for that. We'll take a look here in a second. But I'm pretty much happy with the set. It's still at a 9. Nothing fell apart. Those mistakes were mine, so mine alone. And yeah, so now it's starting to look more and more like a holiday tree. It's actually got a nice rounded contour, and you can open up the section. It's like pushing the branches out of the way to see what's going on in there. So it's like a little hidden world. And we've been nibbling at this set of stickers, but not too much. Not too much. Not too bad. But I think I'm a little parched here. I'm going to stop. I got to do a thumbnail for this. But I'm experiencing some of these leaf pieces here. I'm just grabbing this at the bottom, but right down here. These down here, if you're not grabbing this right, these will start falling off. So be very careful. But yeah, you can see, nothing's really rotating on this tier. I know the tree rotates, but we haven't gotten to that far yet. But all in all, though, it's not bad for what it is. But tell me what you think so far. I mean, we're almost done with this.